Wow, it's been over a year since I've posted the video, Best Countries for Black Travelers, the Solo Travel Edition. And I've been reading your comments. I've been responding to a lot of them, but I wanted to do a follow-up video to discuss, some of your comments, respond to some of your comments. I've been seeing you all kind of shoot your shot amongst each other. Like for those that are interested in solo traveling and, are looking for travel partners, I've peeped that. I've also included a link in this description to how you can vet those travel partners that you've been looking into in the comments. And it's called the Travel Buddy application, so check that out. I wanted to respond to some of the comments in a video format. And then also appreciate y'all for jumping in and asking questions and then talking amongst yourself. I tried to answer when I could, but I liked how everyone was kind of sharing best tips and things in the comments. So let's get into the best countries for Black travelers, Solo Travel Edition Part 2. And if you missed my list, go and check out the video that's going to be linked in the description of this video, as well as it's going to be in the right hand corner of this video, depending on where you're watching this video from. I definitely wasn't expecting this video to cause as much debate as it did. I wasn't expecting it to get viewed so many times, so I appreciate you all for watching and subscribing. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe right now and turn on the bell for notifications. My name is Kim, and I'm the creator of WorkHardTravelWell.com, where I talk about travel tips for busy professionals to help you travel more. One of the first comments that I got is from Beverly, and Beverly states that I think traveling alone is dangerous. I'm in no way encouraging or saying that you need to travel solo. I'm telling you to do what's in your comfort zone. If you are interested in traveling solo, I have more tips on solo travel in general, as well as how to plan solo trips and also how to get comfortable with being a solo traveler. So I'm in no way encouraging you from this video to go out and do something that's you're not comfortable with doing, that you feel is dangerous. I saw some people respond, and hopefully it wasn't, taken negatively towards the person that posted that it's dangerous, but, someone responded that living is dangerous, and that's true. I mean, being Black in America is dangerous. Do what you feel is comfortable, but in the same token, don't fear solo travel. If you sit to wait for someone to travel with you, you might be waiting for a long time and you miss out on an opportunity. I'm not saying go out and risk your life if you feel like solo traveling is that dangerous. Things that I do when I go on a solo trip, and I'll talk about this in another video, but I, let close friends know where I am. I send my Uber rides to someone else so they have track of all my moves when I'm traveling solo. I send my itinerary, I send hotels, information, addresses, all of that stuff before I go on a trip. And if you have any more questions about traveling solo, drop them in the comments and I will do an additional video. There are quite a few comments. When I started the video, I basically started the Best Countries for Black Travelers Solo Travel Edition. It's stating this is my experience. This is my experience as a Black American solo traveler. And I know there are differences when you talk about maybe people from African countries and things like that. So that's why I had that disclaimer at the beginning. And again, this is my experience, and I left the comments on because I want people to share their experiences. I saw a comment from someone in Central Africa that said that Cape Town and Paris were not friendly to them. And I have heard that about, how unfortunately Africans are treated when they go to Europe and things like that. So that's why I specifically said Black American in the video. While you're here, check out the Travel Well store, which is a travel themed store with apparel, accessories, and home items. Use code YouTube for free shipping. And Cassandra, who's a solo Black female traveler, mentioned that she had a really good experience in Rome, Italy. I've been to Italy. I didn't go solo. Rome was definitely like you had to be on your guard. I remember my Airbnb host telling us about areas to avoid, and I remember being on a train and someone was trying to pickpocket. I didn't have anything in my pockets, but because my Airbnb host told me like they'll try to pickpocket you on the metro. So I didn't include that in the solo travel edition, but Cassandra says that she had a really great time as a solo traveler in Rome. So what do you think? Is Italy a country that should be added to the list? I don't know. I came across a lot of rude men in Italy. Urban Pro Walk asked if I went to dinner solo, and I talked about my dinner experience when I was in the actually previous video, but I did go to dinner solo. I mean, I'd rather do that than eating in my room, but I would basically go to the bar. There was one instance where I did go and sit at my own table because there was music playing and the bar was not facing the music, so I just kind of wanted to get the experience and actually sit in the restaurant area. So yeah, I definitely go to dinner when I travel by myself. Question from Magic Queendom, who wanted to know why I didn't go to dinner, and I talked about this story in the previous video, which is Best Countries for Black Travelers, Solo Travel Edition, and I talked about being approached by an older gentleman in Cape Town. I was in the Mama's restaurant. I was sitting at the bar waiting for my table, and he asked me to join him for dinner, and I declined. And all throughout the night, like he was sitting up, there was like maybe 2 levels in the restaurant, and he was sitting above me, so I look up and he's like waving, and I just did not, because I'd heard him, and I should have talked about this backstory in the video, but prior to me sitting down, and prior to him inviting me to eat with him, I was at the bar, like I said, and he was like flirting with all the waitresses and bartenders, and he gave them gifts, and he looked over at me. He's like, yeah, my wife knows about all this. And I'm like, I mean, maybe it was on my face. I was looking in confusion, or I was just looking, I thought, and I'm thinking like,
nobody asked.
I wanted to enjoy the dinner, the music. Like I literally went to that restaurant because people recommended the food and the music. And I've been on group trips like all the time. The trip earlier that day, I was the 5th wheel on a wine tour. So I kind of had I think I'm like an extroverted introvert, or introvert extrovert. But I had my feel for being around people. So yeah, I was at a restaurant, but I kind of wanted to enjoy the food, do my whole take pictures, drink wine. I'm not single, so I just got weird vibes. So people assumed that I was scared, and whatever reason that I didn't go to dinner. So if you're on a solo trip, do what makes you comfortable. Paul says that UK should be added to the list because they are not racist. What are your thoughts on UK being added to the list? I went to London, and maybe I'm in the few, but I did not enjoy London. And I had some experiences where I'm like, that don't feel good. For example, I went to a bar in London, and I wasn't solo, so I can't really speak to the solo experience, but I went to a bar in London, and we were coming in, and it was like some steps, and a guy says, wait, you can't come in here. The bouncer needs to check you. And whoever the bouncer, whatever he is, comes up, and he's like, what are you talking about? So it was a Caucasian guy. He was acting like he ran the joint and saying that we can't come in, and we ended up going in there. We had to we sat down and no one ever came and took our order. So from that experience with the guy telling us we couldn't come in there, and had some not good experiences with both of the hotels I stayed at. One was, well, I won't even say, but not good experiences with the hotel where like the staff did not want to acknowledge me when I'm checking in, and like she acknowledged the Caucasian family behind us, and I'm like, I'm next, and just it was not a good experience with that hotel. And the hotel, the first hotel I stayed at in London, they were not friendly either. So I don't know if they're just not friendly, but I felt like it was more of a racial thing. So I've only been to London and UK. So Paul says that UK is not racist. Let me know what your experiences have been like. Bonus if you've traveled solo to UK, drop your comments. Make sure you turn on the bell for notifications and stay tuned. I'll be posting some more videos about tips to help you travel more and my thoughts on solo travel and more videos for solo travel tips.